What's going on, nerds? Today I got something special for you. I've reached a level of nerdiness and fandom that I like to call Nerdvana. Not only did I get a figure that I've been trying to get for several months, a figure that has become increasingly harder and harder to get, I got it signed by the actual actor himself, Mr. Ray Park. Let's take a look how all that went down and get into the figure review. It's time to geek out.
Hey guys, my name is Ray Park. You may know me as Darth Maul from The Phantom Menace and Solo. You're watching Geeking Out. Check out this hot toy.
All right, here we got the box. Got a cool portrait of Mr. Ray Park, or Darth Maul himself. He's got the Solo lightsaber, which got this pretty cool hilt. I like it. Force pose. All in all, the box is pretty standard. As you can see, I got the world's most legible autograph ever that says Ray Park. Can't fault these guys. They signed so many of these. And this is really cool. It's actually got a texture. I don't know if you can kind of hear that. Another cool portrait, looking menacing all the way around. It almost feels like it's like a glitter or something, but you know, I know it's not. A lot went into this box, surprisingly. And there it is. This looks like it's a Crimson Dawn keychain of some sort. I don't think I'll use this. This is just too bulky, and I don't really care for Crimson Dawn. I'm more of a Maul fan, so go figure. Just fair warning, this is a new figure to me. I bought this secondhand. I tried and tried for a long time, and I kept putting it off, like, oh, I'll get it later, It's always in stock. And then when I finally go to buy it, out of stock, gone. A little damage here, but yeah, as I've said before, I'm not a box guy, so these are just gonna go in. The figure will be on display, and this is gonna go in storage somewhere. Take a look at this. There are the Solo robot legs. We'll take a look at in just a bit. You can see he's got that open shirt, like a Rico Suave kind of vibe. I normally see the air sealed plastic, so this is actually kind of a cool change of pace for this figure. Let's dive into the accessories and see what we got. Here are the accessories. Now this one, for me, you guys, is a little tricky because this has some really great accessories and has some straight duds, and I'll show you why. So here we got this awesome base. This is way bigger than most of the stuff I've been getting lately, and it's not one that's been used previously as far as I know. And you got nameplate right there, green marbling. This is gonna be, his throne will sit here. And speaking of throne, you got his the seat that he sat on in Solo. I know we never really got a solid look at it, but this is kind of, I guess this is what it is. Good weathering on this. This is funny. This looks like it's soft. It's actually a really hard plastic. So you can hear that. Not like bendable or moldable. There's no squish to it. I think they actually did a really good job at making this look like something you'd really sit on. I'm not sure what all this is from. I think the person before me had him posed and sitting on this for a while, and this is probably bleed from his drapes, as these figures are wont to do sometimes. Here is the battery operated lightsaber arm. These are pretty common for all Star Wars figure these days. I think they're a great addition, and they're always cool and fun to have. I don't personally like them because they don't really light up that bright. And anytime you got to turn it on and off, it usually involves you having to remove a bunch of things to get to. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having your poses. As you can see with this one, we got to open this up right here. And then this on switch. What is kind of cool though, because it's Darth Maul and he double-bladed lightsaber, he has the emitters come out both ends. So that's a little different than most of the stuff we've got. Let's plug these blades in and see how well it lights up on camera. As you can see, these are always kind of underwhelming, a little weak. Let's take a look at the detail and weathering on this. You see a little bit of a mold line. This looks like a pretty standard lightsaber. I don't see too much weathering on these, even though it is pretty beat up and battle damage. I think it's part of maybe part of an Inquisitor lightsaber. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Just the hassle with these is just, you got to put this on every time. And for this to come off, you got to pull the sleeve down, and it becomes kind of a bear. And I don't normally use these unless I'm going to take some kind of special picture. You got your prequel trilogy pointy lightsaber blades. Who isn't a fan of these? I mean, if we're talking lightsabers, this is the new way. This is how you do it. Comes with two, what I like to call whoosh blades. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. He also comes with one of these sturdy clips that clips around his waist. And as you guys already know, these get me excited. These get me out of bed because these can make your setup to the next level. You can do so many dynamic poses. Like I'm probably gonna put him in a jumping pose, like with the striking his lightsaber downward. I also have an old man, Mythos Kenobi that I might pair him with, kind of fighting, as you saw in the epic intro. Now here's where it gets a little odd for me. Here you got his little Flavor Flav Crimson Dawn bling. Let's be real. None of us are going to put this on our Maul. It's not the look that we attribute to him. If you're keeping this on your Maul, that's cool. I definitely won't be. This is going to stay in the box. Here's another thing. It's cool, right? But again, it's kind of a dud. This is the hologram of him. Now, what are you going to be posing him with him for ever? And they never made a Kira figure, so who is talking to this? What do you do with this? It's neat that they included it and it looks good in hologram style, but I'm just not going to use it. And the final one that I also not super into is the Kira hologram. This too is kind of a dud for me. It's just not what I want. This, along with the other hologram and the bling, are going to be staying in the box as far as I'm concerned. Now that we've taken a look at a bunch of the accessories and kind of dove into it, and I've showed you what I like and I don't like, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's get to the figure. Here we got the Sith Lord himself. Right away, I'm super impressed with this head sculpt. This looks exactly like Rey from Solo. I know a lot of people take issue with this head sculpt and they don't like it because he's older, but I mean, this is supposed to take place several years past what we see in the Phantom Menace, and he's been through a lot, right? Time's been hard. Life's been hard on Mr. Maul here. So this is what they call a DX head or a DX figure. And one of the cool things about this is if you can kind of see in there, these have those little pegs that actually control the way you move the eyes. It does come with a little tool, but I can just do it by my hand right here. It's a great feature for doing any kind of crazy pictures, photography. Also, like I said earlier, these are magnetic, so it snaps right on. Gets right on there. Good range of movement. Now, the only downside I see to this is I do have a DTOF, and sometimes, I move my figures around. Sometimes this might be in the back, and if I have to, you grab the head to just kind of finagle them out there without knocking over the other figures. You can't do that with this because you just try to hold the head and comes right off. Look at all the details on this. You got crazy. I mean, this looks like real horn coming out of his head. The eyes are fantastic. I think he hasn't seen a toothbrush in quite some time. This is a different color red than the other series heads that we've seen from the Maul figures. I don't own the other ones, but what I was able to do is I went out and I purchased a DX18 head for myself, the angry one. And if you can kind of see side by side, the color is a little different. The black markings here are a little thinner. You can see the steepness of the black paint there. What's cool though, this being a DX head as well, is this can fit right on there, no problem. And now you kind of have more versatility with your poses. But for now, we'll just stick with this head. So the figure itself, he does have what a lot of collectors like to avoid. He does have a lot of this leather, pleather, and as you saw on the throne that I have for him, it's already started bleeding. That's just unfortunate. These are one of the things you got to watch out for. These do tend to flake, so you kind of want to keep them straight. The drapes are good. I love all the texture in the actual cloth itself. Looks amazing. He does have a hood. I found it very difficult to pose with the hood because his spikes seem to push it off from settings. So anytime you get it in a cool position, it just kind of pops right off. So more than likely, I'm gonna just keep this down for the time being. He's kind of showing off his chest tattoos there. I did peel it back a little bit and this doesn't go all the way through. It kind of stops with a foam layer right about here. Still pretty awesome. Now he did have something interesting. He had these little, like when you take the hand off, he had these little leather like cups that went over, and they were the worst idea I could possibly imagine. I tossed those out. He's got an awesome belt. I did have some issues. This kind of started to loosen up on me, so I don't want to get too finicky with it. I know with my Dark Side Anakin, I have one of these that just keeps popping off all the time until I resolve it. Now here's one of the things I think is the coolest feature on this figure. Look at these legs. I know there's a Clone Wars version coming out soon, but he has like metal boots. These legs, in my opinion, are way superior. Check out the attention to detail on these, the weathering. Every little piston moves, the cables move. These look a little fragile, so you're gonna wanna be careful for that. He does have good flexibility. This right here is a ratcheting joint. So that means he's gonna be sturdy. And you know what surprises me the most is how flexible this foot is. Now the toes move, and not only does it have a ball, and it can pivot a full range of motion. So you can actually do quite a bit with these legs. You'd think they'd be limiting, but they're not. And again, let's take a look at the back here. Just look at all that. Maybe he had the Clone Wars one first, and then the plating started to fall off over time, I guess. All in all, this is super, super cool. He's not very feature rich for a figure, but what you're getting is a quality head sculpt. You're getting some of the coolest robotic appendages I've ever seen. The attention to detail that they've gone to this in Hot Toys fashion. I mean, look at this. If you already own this figure, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe to Geeking Out to keep more content like this. This is only my second review, but I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to add a little spice to it, a little flair. I'm giving you guys the drone shots. I'm giving the gimbal shots. I'm doing the action poses. I'm trying to keep it different for you guys. Till the next time, see you later, nerds.